We are living in very exciting times. Technology is advancing faster than ever before. From the rolling out of 5G to the most remote locations, to quantum computing, revolutionising the speed at which we can solve global problems, there are so many new advancements changing the world.
In particular, our country, Ireland, is making great strides in the tech industry. With big names like Intercom and Stripe, the Irish ecosystem is producing some of the greatest minds to help solve global challenges.
So much so that OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, recently opened their first European office in Dublin.
Now, after bragging to you about this new modern Irish tech hub, you are probably dying to hear about the extremely complex and technical solutions Enactus Ireland have developed to combat social issues. However, we believe that the best solutions are often the simplest. My name is Ciara. This is Lucy, Daniel, Caitlin, James, and Alwyn on Tech. And today, we present two projects that demonstrate how just a bowl of soup and a box have allowed us to inspire positive change.
Growing up on a cheese farm in the heart of Ireland, we were immersed in the rich tradition of artisan cheesemaking from a young age. The cheesemaking process involves striking the perfect balance of curds and whey to create the most exquisite cheeses. When milk is transformed into cheese, 90% of its volume is converted to whey, a byproduct that is often overlooked.
In the world of farmhouse cheesemaking, cheesemakers are faced with the challenging dilemma of what to do with the surplus whey. With only 50% of the whey produced globally being reused for whey-based products, many cheesemakers are left with no choice but to spread the whey on the land surrounding their factory. However, this offsets the pH balance of the soil, it burns the grass, and if it gets into waterways, it causes eutrophication and it harms the wildlife. Other cheesemakers are burdened with heavy costs, having to pay someone to dispose of the excess whey for them. What makes whey truly remarkable is that it retains an impressive 55% of the essential nutrients found in milk, making it a valuable raw ingredient. It is also rich in iron and vitamin B12, two vitamins that the Irish population in particular are deficient in. We knew that there had to be a way of repurposing this waste whey to have a positive impact on the environment, on the health of individuals, and on the cheesemakers.
We wanted to take this three-pronged problem and create a solution that is simple yet effective. And so Superfresh was born. 3 delicious soup flavors using whey in place of stock. Even the toughest of critics think it is delicious. After getting our kitchen audited for health and food safety, we had our soup tested by food scientists. The results were amazing. Our soup is an incredible source of vitamin B12. One 12-pot batch of soup saves 2 litres of whey.
So how do we implement this project? After experimenting in the kitchen, we developed a recipe for vegetable soup using local ingredients. We trialed the product in local shops with professional chefs, and we even had a chance to exhibit at Ireland's National Food Festival. With our recipes perfected, we invested in a full-sized industrial kitchen to scale up our production. With our operations working like clockwork, we signed deals with 10 shops to make our soup available to the public.
The unit economics are as follows. It costs us €1.80 to make a pot of soup, and we sell it to retailers for €3, generating 66% in gross margins. The prepared meals market is growing at a 5.2% annual rate in Ireland, and we feel that our zero waste ethos sets us apart from competitors on the store shelves. Since this project's inception, we have reused 500 litres of whey.
But we didn't stop there. Despite Ireland being a developed nation full of abundance, there's a dark secret hiding in plain sight. Ireland is currently facing the worst housing and cost of living crisis. Homelessness has reached record highs in 2023. Although homelessness is a problem that can't be solved overnight, we knew that Superfresh could help. We donate to Clonmel Soup Kitchen, an organisation right on our doorstep dedicated to providing meals to rough sleepers. To date, we've donated 300 pots of soup, providing meals to over 300 individuals.
Our next steps are to launch at scale into Dublin City. Our target market are students and young professionals who like to buy their lunch out, care about high quality ingredients, and are also environmentally conscious. We are currently negotiating with upmarket retail chains and are well on track to supply over 4,000 pots of soup a month from January 2024.
This first project was able to retain and reuse an otherwise harmful byproduct. But what if this is not possible? Introducing our second simple solution, recycling. It is crucial that we dispose of products responsibly and not contribute to the 2.12 billion tonnes of waste going into landfill each year. Typical recycling initiatives focus on non-toxic materials such as plastic, wood, and glass. Many campaigns encourage us to recycle clothes, bottles, and even chewing gum. This next project tackles a problem that seemed almost too controversial at first to approach. But we didn't want to back down from that challenge, and so we took on a huge vice among today's population, vaping.
It's estimated that 82 million people worldwide vape. In Ireland alone, a 2019 survey found that 1 in 5 students vape. However, that number has exploded since then. While e-cigarettes were initially created to help wean people off tobacco cigarettes, they've become a popular staple of the nighttime scene. And when daylight hits, this is what the streets of Irish towns and cities look like.
Vape waste is taking the world by storm. As well as being an eyesore, vapes have an extremely detrimental effect on the environment. They leach toxic waste into our soils and waterways, and they're responsible for 3 landfill fires a day in Europe alone. Material Focus, a non-profit organisation, estimates that 1.26 million vapes are incorrectly disposed of in the UK every week. This equates to 1 every 2 seconds. But why are these devices so lethal?
What people don't know is that these vapes contain powerful lithium batteries, which means even single-use vapes need to be recycled. While substandard take-back schemes have been rolled out across our country, the Irish public's uptake has been virtually non-existent. From our research, 72% of people we surveyed didn't know that you could recycle single-use vapes, or where they could. This problem is so evident it has caught government attention, with the public consultation on vaping being held between the Irish public, the government, and other environmental bodies. We actively partook in this consultation to help find a solution to the environmental impacts vaping causes.
So how do you solve a complex vape problem? Or more importantly, how do you change people's attitudes to encourage them to recycle? Well, the solution is simple. You incentivize recycling. Introducing VapeBox, a smart recycling platform for single-use vapes. A user simply scans the QR code, deposits their vape, and earns a point. The box is fitted with a load sensor that ensures the user can't just scan the QR code and start earning points. These points can be redeemed for rewards such as a couple of cents off a cup of coffee or a small charitable donation. The monetary incentive is enough to encourage people to recycle without encouraging excessive vape usage. Since our launch in August, we have over 100 people using our app and responsibly disposing of their vapes.
Now, encouraging vape recycling presents a unique challenge as it may raise concerns about promoting vaping. So we want to clarify that our aim is not to promote or encourage vaping, and this is an aspect that we need to address in our work. The larger societal issues surrounding vaping require sustained, intentional efforts, and in the meantime, our project aims to mitigate the environmental impacts surrounding vaping. Through establishing ourselves at pubs, colleges, and nightclubs, we've placed vape boxes at 7 locations around Ireland. We place them at the heart of social vaping, providing accessible recycling solutions to 126,000 people. Our student ambassadors are also key to helping to spread the message of accessible vape recycling across the island of Ireland.
We decided to target the heart of vaping. So we partnered with Electric Picnic, Ireland's largest music festival, as their official vape recycling partner. Artists like Fred Again and Billie Eilish play to over 70,000 people, while we educated concert goers on the negative environmental impacts of vaping and encouraged them to recycle. Over the 3 days, we collected 1,078 vapes. But what do we do with them? Well, we've partnered with We Ireland, the Irish non-for-profit that recycles batteries and electronic waste. With their help, we've collected over 2,000 vapes to date. These contain over 20 kilos of plastic, 7 kilos of copper, and 300 grams of lithium, enough to make 1,200 iPhone batteries. As well as recycling, one of our biggest goals was to educate the public on the negative environmental effects of vaping. To do this, we appeared on national radio 3 times, reaching over 500,000 people. We've appeared in numerous magazine and news articles, and we've reached over 50,000 people via our social media channels.
So how does it work? Well, this project was seed funded by How Vapes, as we initially wanted to help them recycle their products. Our operational costs are minimal, as we use old election posters and refurbished battery boxes to make the vape boxes. In the future, we plan on charging our locations a monthly subscription fee to help manage and collect these boxes, providing a sustainable revenue source.
Until a vape ban is introduced, we plan on branching out further into Ireland to mitigate the amount of waste created. We are currently in 4 city campus locations and with immediate plans to extend to other colleges around Ireland. As well as this, we have partnered with a leading music venue provider for a pilot scheme in 10 venues across Ireland.
We hope that these 2 projects have shown you how the simple solutions are often the best, and it's not about trying to reinvent the wheel. Lastly, before we finish, we'd like to extend our regrets to Senegal and Tajikistan, who can't unfortunately be with us today. We all have a superpower, so let's unbox it and move towards a more sustainable future for all. Thank you.
All right. So we will now begin the question and answer period. As a reminder, only judges may ask questions. Judges, please raise your hand if you wish to ask a question. Please kindly wait for someone to hand your microphone, and then before asking your question, state your name, so you don't need to do that. Just ask your question. All right, 5 minutes starts now.
Hi guys, thank you for this very compelling presentation. My quick question is, you have 2 very intriguing propositions. If you could get a bag of money now of $3 million or euros to develop one of the ideas in the next 3 years, which one do you choose?
Well, I think this is an interesting question because of the vape ban that is happening kind of all around Europe and the world, and especially in Ireland. So I think if we were to choose maybe which one might go the furthest, probably our soup project. But I think with our vape project, we're looking at ways that can be transformed if a ban on vapes comes in, such as recycling just batteries or other electronic waste, because it's a big problem that people don't know how to effectively recycle electronic waste. So probably the soup one, but we love both projects equally.
Hi, my name is Elsie, and my question is on the soup project. You mentioned that you give some of the soup out as charity, and so I'd want to know how you account for that. You know, do you get the question?
Oh yeah. So once we're up and running, from January, our projected sales are 1,000 a week, and once we hit that, we're going to donate 1 in 10 pots to charity. But at the moment, we've donated 300 pots, but we're only just getting things going. Like, we've just finished building our kitchen. We've just gotten our new professional branding done. So once we hit our sales target of 1,000 pots a week, then we would donate 100 pots a week as well to charity. Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Albert from Ghana. That was a nice, massive presentation. My question is, if the government of Ireland wants to extend a hand in your project, which one will you recommend first? He wants to tackle the most important of the 2. Which one do you think you connect the government with?
Well, we have a meeting in the next month with the Green Party and some other government officials that are working on potentially introducing a vape ban. So at the moment, we've been working quite closely with them. For a more long-term projection, the cheese production have a much larger environmental impact.
Yeah, so every farmhouse cheesemaker in Ireland has a huge amount of whey left over every week. So we're just working with one cheesemaker at the moment, and they have 40,000 litres left over every week. But there's about 30 other farmhouse cheesemakers. So once we're using up all the whey, and this cheesemaker will expand to all the other cheesemakers as well.
Thank you for your presentation, team. I would want to understand, you guys had mentioned you work with 4,000 liters or in that line. What's your current income year to date on that specific project?
On the soup project, so we've made around 2,000 in revenue so far. We started in a domestic kitchen on the same site as the cheese factory, using small amounts of whey to develop the recipe. And then we got investment from the cheese factory that we're collecting the whey from, since we're solving their problem. And we used that money to build an industrial scale kitchen. So we're now making deals with shops to scale up our sales. And by January 2024, we have deals already to supply 1,000 pots of soup a week.
So, question specifically on your soup project. I was wondering, because the retail market is quite competitive, why do you choose to go down that path?
Well, we have an advantage with the cheese factory we're working with. We can take advantage of their contacts. We've already used them to get into some big stores. The cheese factory we're working with is in all the major retail outlets in Ireland, and they're happy to put in a word for us and recommend us to these retail outlets since we're solving their problem. And it's a very tasty soup.
And would you be able to share with us what has been your biggest lesson learned?
It's,
Your time is now.